got all the rocks and stuff, pinning down the polyload tunnel. If we had a wind, this wouldn't hold up at all, but it'll work for now. Got a little bit of a ditch drainage problem going on here. I think I might go ahead and dig it out that direction. Okay, so this is a little more reasonable. Not perfect. I have been wanting to dig a trench through here. It's kind of downhill this direction, you know, because I have to bring my wheelbarrow down here and everything, but anyways. There's my little deer friend over there. Hi, sweetie, how are you doing? Hi. What you doing? Hey, so I am in the cucumber greenhouse. I think the cucumber leaves might be looking a little bit better after I gave them the seaweed tea last week. But I've got the bed here raked out and drip line back on it. And the plan is in this near section here to go out to the garden, grab some little Salanova lettuces and transplant them in here. I'll probably do that on a day where it's maybe not pouring down rain. And in the far end, I'm going to put in some baby greens. I'm a little bit bummed because I don't have any arugula, because last year I didn't have a lot of success with the arugula, but early this year, the speedy arugula did really great in here. So I would think it would do great this time of year, but I don't have it. So it'll be kind of like baby chard, baby spinach. I've got little bit of mustard greens for either end, and I'd like to tuck some radishes in somewhere, but we'll see what we do. So I got the spinach and the chard planted in 5 rows along here, and the mustard at the end. And I got a little bit of mustard at the far end there. I probably could have used the Jang seeder to put these seeds in, but a couple things. I don't know what I could have gotten the row right next to the greenhouse because of the angle. And plus, I don't have a good roller for the baby chard. When I used it out in the garden, it skipped a ton because the seeds look like they're too big for the holes. So I'm going to have to get a different roller. I ended up having to hand seed the last patch of baby chard out there. So anyway, Jang seeder in the greenhouse will have to be an experiment for some other day. It was really bad. And I put a row all the way down the bed here with the big cucumbers, and all the way down here, radishes. So that feels really good to get some seeds in, even though they may not grow. I'm gonna water them in later, but I need to run up and get a snack. Actually, I just got a call from the restaurant and she needs a whole another 6-ounce bag of basil because one wasn't enough. So anyway, I need to do that. Something I was thinking about last week when I put the rotted seaweed on here and I was covering it up with soil and explaining a number of reasons why. The other reason is because when you seed into rotted seaweed, it does not germinate well. I tried that in the garden last year, and so another reason to have some soil on top of the chunky rotted seaweed. Okie dokie, so got this end of the bed watered in. My radishes, which are stashed underneath my cucumbers, are watered in. And let's go outside. It is overcast. Yay! Okay, so this is my first patch of lettuce, and this is all regrowth, right? And this is the second patch of lettuce that I harvested from last Thursday, and it's growing back, but I don't know how quickly. Anyway, so those radishes, is my last patch of lettuces, okay? And there's some that I tucked really close in with the radishes. They're littler, you know? And so I was thinking about transplanting some of these and putting them in to the greenhouse because it's gonna get cold and I don't know how many recuts I'm gonna get off of these. So if I steal from this bed, then I might have some stuff later into the year, right? Whereas the ones outside here might just be like, oh, I'm done growing. I do have to run and do some chores, so I can't start this project till later, but we're supposed to have a few days of overcast, kind of maybe like this, so, oh, thank I wanted to say the reason I have, you know, my first patch of lettuces here, I had all those kind of gaps in there. It's because the far ones there, I actually replanted from the greenhouse. They were growing in the greenhouse and I planted them out here in the garden. Whereas these guys right down here that are nice and uniform, well, those aren't growing back that great, but they were planted from soil block transplants. So they all kind of came up and did well, but the ones out over here from the greenhouse, some of them just like rotted away, so. Okay, so I am back and I'm going to transplant lettuce. I'm not sure how to do this, so without goofballing it up. But I think I'm gonna try and do the big ones in the back here, and I'm just gonna do them one at a time rather than trying to take them all in here in a tray. And shoot, how am I gonna do this, man? Okay, shoot. Okay, that'll work. Sorry, buddy. Alrighty, so we've got 3 rows. So that's whatever that is total. I'd like to have gotten 4 rows, and I probably could have, but then I would have, anyway, whatever. I didn't really have a whole lot of little ones anyway. Okay, so what we got. We just got a few holes right down here, and then a few holes right down here, and a few holes right down here. So that's pretty cool, actually. I've still got quite a bit of lettuce under here. Hey, so you probably thought that I was done planting seeds, but I'm not. I have some extra sugar snap peas and some orris, just a very little bit of orris seed. So I want to do kind of a little trial type thing. Okay, so the reason I have a bunch of pea seeds left is because my sugar snap peas are all blighted out and dead. And I was going to plant another whole succession on the south end of the garden here. And then I was thinking, how in the world am I going to do that without like blocking out all my other plants? So I never did that, thank goodness, because they would have gotten blighted out too. So I am going to take this, you see that wheelbarrow there? That I would normally call rotted seaweed, but as I dug it out, it is so composted, I could almost call it compost. So I'm going to stick that seaweed compost into my 3 trays here, and these little trays back here that are like little tomato containers that I'm recycling. So put rotted seaweed in there. I think it's fine enough that I can just plant the seeds in there. So I've got the sugar snap peas, the super sugar snap peas, and orris. And I'm going to be trialing some of them in the greenhouses and some of them up at the house under the lights. Let's just see how one of these goes. Gosh, I don't know. Should I put something else on top of this? Okay, so while we're at it, let's go ahead and fill this little tub. That might be almost all right. Yeah. Okay. That's the plan, Stan. So I could just take some of this and sprinkle it on top just to make it a little bit more uniform so that the seeds don't fall into crooks and crannies, and then I could put another little layer of that stuff on top of it. And I'll do it to my little container here too. How about like that, right? There we go. And then I'll plant the seeds into that. And then I'll put another little layer of soil mix on top, right? That's gonna work, right? Okay, so I've got my sugar snap peas, and I will make a little tag for this so I don't forget what it is. I don't know how this works. I gotta use all this up, right? So spread that out. La da da, la da dee, la da do. Oh, and you know what? I think that with microgreens, people don't even like cover them up with soil. But I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. This is way thinner than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, you know, the perfectionist in me like wants to, like really wishes I had rows of these things. This is like way too random, man. I'm freaking out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's way too random. It's freaking me out. Okay. Right? Is that gonna work? Okay, so then what I want to do is put a little bit of soil on top of these guys, even though I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. Oh shoot, man, get in there, buddy. Oh shit, man. Oh, excuse my language, man. Okay. I'm probably doing this video and I've chopped my head right off. I've chopped my head off so you can't even see me. I don't know. Okay, right? So that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna kind of cover them up like that. Like how you're not supposed to do it. It's kind of like a fusion of microgreens and just regular planting seeds. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot. Yeah, so anyway, that's how it's gonna go. Okay, so I got all my little guys done here, and now I need to take them by the greenhouse and water them. Okay, so I'm in the cucumber greenhouse. I watered my flats, and so now, because this is a fusion microgreens regular planting type thing, I went ahead and put weights on top of them. And it's not dark in here, but you know, that's the way it goes. So then I've been hand watering the stuff that I just seeded, and also the lettuces, and when everything kind of germinates, if it germinates, then I will go ahead and let the drip water it after that. The temperature outside was about 55 degrees today, maybe 56 or something like that. And then I checked the temperature in these greenhouses, and it's been around, you know, like 69, 70. So it's almost like a full 15 degrees warmer in the greenhouses here. So hopefully the plants prefer that. All right, so outside the greenhouses here, I'm needing to deal with my clover. That's between all the kale and the chard beds. The clover is getting so thick now, I can't see any like slugs or other pests in it. So I was thinking about taking cardboard and just laying it on top and suppressing the clover. But then I was thinking that, you know, all of those greens are just gonna be kind of gooey, and then am I gonna not be able to see slugs and stuff in there? So now what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the clover down to its base and throw the tops into the composting bin, and you know, then it'll come out on the garden later after it's composted. But the nodules in the roots of the clover are still in the soil here, and the roots are still in here. So I think that would be good for the winter time and for fertility. So yeah, then I'll be able to kind of, I think I will go ahead and just lay some cardboard on top of that so that slugs or cutworms that go underneath there during the day, I can kind of peel back and check. So that is kind of the plan. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I think that's the plan anyway. I had to put the bug hat on because when I get into this stuff, the no-see-ums are already out. Just kind of grab them and cut them. So the danger with this is that if the slugs and whatever else are partly eating the clover instead of my crop, then they're gonna start eating my crop a little bit more. Okay, so this is just me starting, and I'm seeing huge slug, another slug. You know, gotta get the clover out of here. All right, so this is from one 40-ish foot bed in the chard where I started, and there were a handful of slugs at that bed end, at this end of the garden, and then only just a few that I could see above ground in the rest of the bed. So we'll see how many I get in, I get when I put cardboard down. A lot of stuff. Okay, so it's getting a little dusky, so, but one row done, another row done, chard row done, and I've still got one row here with my Siberian kale and the scarlet kale at the far end. Hey folks, so it's harvest day and I've been out here harvesting lettuce. Yeah, I changed my shirt because my sleeves got all wet. I got the carrots and onions and radishes underneath. Hey, so I'm in the basil greenhouse. I am going to get basil for my #1 customer and another customer who I deliver to both of those people before noon. And then I'm going to come back, get basil and greens for everybody else, and deliver 4 to 5. That is how it's going to go. See you later.
Hey, Slik 6+. I'm here with my beer, hanging out underneath the palm trees. I thought Hawaii was supposed to be warmer.
Joby 6. This is Southeast Alaska. We didn't get to go on a vacation this year.
You always get my name wrong. Plus, I'm Joby SE now. I got cataract surgery. It's nice and cozy here on the lawn. Where's Catherine?
Catherine's up at the house sleeping. Boy, this weather sure does suck. I stole her dress. It doesn't fit very well. I got a brewski here, too. You want to drink a brewski together?
Catherine's kind of lazy. Sure, let's drink a brewski together.
Dink 'em
and sink 'em.
Cheers!